Hello everyone. In this video I want to take a look at milling BFA herbs. What I've gathered so far is a very small sample size of herbs, although I still think it's enough to give us a good idea as to which herb we want to mill based on the pigment that we are going for, or what we are wanting. Battle for Azeroth has brought us 7 new herbs. We have Siren's Pollen, Sea Stalk, Riverbud, Star Moss, Winter's Kiss, Akunda's Bite, and anchorweed. Anchorweed, of course, as looking at the tooltip there, is the green quality herb in the expansion. Along with the new herbs also brought us 3 new pigments, and they are crimson pigment, ultramarine, and viridescent. So those are the 3 pigments. The question is though, which herb is best to mill if I'm looking for a certain pigment? For example, if I'm needing a bunch of viridescent ink to craft the Darkmoon card, which herb is going to be best for me to mill? That's the question I hope to answer in this video. For this test, I will be milling the herbs the regular way. I won't be using mass mill. I have also created a spreadsheet to record my results on. I'll have a link to this spreadsheet in the description below for those of you that would like to take it and customize it with your own data. Before I start milling, I like to go over the spreadsheet real quick. I have a block made for each of the 7 new herbs. There's only 4 key pieces of information that needs to be entered for each of these herbs. First, I will input the number of herbs I have milled next to the mill quantity. Then I will input the total for each of the pigments from the group of herbs I just milled. And I will go ahead and do this for each of the different herbs as I mill. For example, the 40 here, that's how many herbs that I've just milled, and then these are the results of those 40 herbs. So I had 32 ultramarine, 5 crimson, and didn't get any at all of the viridescent. This next part over here is the percentage that of each of these pigments I've got out of the milling quantity that I milled. Okay, back to the game screen. I'm going to first start milling the Siren's Pollen. I'm going to mill all that I have of that, which is 920. I actually have 921, but that single one won't mill. So I'll be milling 920 of that. Once I finish that, I will put it into the chart, or I'm sorry, my spreadsheet, and we'll take a look at the results. I will do this with each herb. Okay, I just finished up milling all of the 920 Siren's Pollen that we had. The results of that ended up with 679 of the ultramarine, 236 of the crimson, and 113 of the viridescent pigment. So let's go ahead and get these added into our spreadsheet. Okay, so we had 920 is what we milled. $679. 236. And viridescent is 113. So those are results out of 920 herb. Okay, next herb is going to be sea stalk. For C stock, ended up with 512, 197, and 85. And that total was 675 herbs. Okay, and move on to the next. It's going to be Riverbud. Okay, let's see how we did with Riverbud. We had a total of 750 herb that was milled. 541, 197, and 94. Okay, next one we're going to do is Star Moss. Okay, for Star Moss, I had 650, 9474, 159, and 95. Okay, so there's the results for Star Moss. Next herb, we're going to move on to Winter's Kiss. Okay, we just did Winter's Kiss. I had 570 herb, 426, 141, and 68. Akunda's Bite is going to be next. Okay, I'll enter the information for Akunda's Bite. I need 250 of that herb. 184, 67, and 15. Okay, the last one is Anchorweed, and that is the green quality herb. Okay, entering the data for the last one, Anchorweed. We only had 110 for that sample. Ended up with 77, 35, and 34. That's a very small sample size, and the numbers could always change with a larger sample size. But looking at the results, though, besides the anchorweed, it seems like most of the herbs are very similar in what they produced as far as pigments. Anchorweed will definitely be the herb to go to if you're looking for a viridescent pigment. The current herbs that I've milled here are currently on beta. I will definitely keep the spreadsheet up to date with my data, especially as we go with live. But I am curious to see what other people's results are. Please post a comment below and let me know maybe if you've come up with different results. or maybe how you've used the spreadsheet. Okay, thank you all for watching, and happy gold making.